safe retreat. Hide in your safe retreat. When the storm clouds fly till they pass me by, I will hide in your safe retreat. When the lightning's flash and the thunders roll and the storms in fury beat, when they seem so short to engulf my soul, then I hide in your safe retreat. Soon the storms will pass and the sky will fade, and my rest be calm and sweet. I will trust and wait with no anxious fear, for I hide in your safe retreat. I hide in your safe retreat. Hide in your safe retreat. When the storm clouds fall till they pass me by, I hide in your safe retreat.
Where have I been when it seems like I'm hiding under a rock? I'm hiding under my rock. I seek then I hide. I'm too weak to speak in the stillness of prayer. There's no secrets, God already knows my longing, my yearning, my groaning, my burning, my scars and my hurting. It's no surprise to him, his watchful eyes see it. I'm only fooling myself when I conceal it. Apart from grace, I would never see your sovereign face. Next to you, the only...
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for hanging in there through the technical difficulties. If a delay because of technical difficulties for a live stream event is not totally on brand for 2020, I'm not sure what would be. So thanks for hanging in there. My name is Bethany Anderson, and I'm the Director of Camino Immigration Services, one of the many incredible initiatives of solidarity that you will hear about tonight. Obviously, things are a little different than our normal gala. For example, I may or may not be wearing slippers right now below the camera, but I'll leave that up to your imagination. But we are so grateful for each of you who made time to be with us tonight. We're going to be brief, but we hope it'll give you a clear picture of our work and how you can join in with what's going on in and through Solidarity this year. So I want to start us off by thanking the sponsor for our event tonight, LifeRay. Has been a longtime partner of Solidarity, and we're super grateful for all the ways that you just support us and are just partnering with us in all of this work, and especially for your support tonight. So shout out to LifeRay, thank you very much. So our goal tonight is to raise $30,000, and the good news is we are already part of the way there. We've raised, last time I checked, close to $4,000. So that's a great start to where we want to end this night and this weekend. So all throughout the night, you can give using the link. It should be on the bottom of the screen right now. I'm getting the thumbs up that it is, so that's good. So at any point, if you feel led to give, please click on that link. We'll have more information about that later as well, but you can give anytime throughout the night. Our theme tonight is resiliency in the gaps. What the COVID-19 pandemic has made increasingly clear for our staff and our neighborhood leaders is that there are major gaps between neighborhoods like the ones we work in and middle class and affluent neighborhoods that maybe surround our community. There are less resources, less representation, less access to support, and all of this puts our neighbors at a disadvantage. But despite this reality, what we have also seen this year is incredible resiliency on the part of our neighbors. They have risen to the occasion and not only shown resiliency in their own lives, their own struggles and hardships as a result of the pandemic, but they really have stepped up to care and just to be there for one another. And we're so proud of the ways that we've been able to equip our neighbors to respond to this crisis, and we're so excited to share these stories with you tonight. To kick us off, we want to share just this quick video that really highlights some of the dreams that our neighbors have for their community.
To always follow your dreams, and my dream is for the neighborhood is to stay safe during COVID. There's a lot of people getting sick and going to hospital, so you need to stay safe.
My dream is to become a nurse or a actress because I think it would be cool to see all the stuff behind the scenes, and it'd be fun to experience that. And why I want to be a nurse too is because I like helping people. It has a good feeling to help people out.
My hopes and dreams are for teens to get the same opportunities I had, and for those teens to help young children in community programs in order for our community to prosper.
My dream of hope is to buy a house here in the Maple community. I just want to see my daughter grow in the same communities as I did, and that's all I want.
Okay. Mi sueño para Fullerton es un Fullerton limpio de drogas, y para esto quisiera que hubiera más programas para los jóvenes, para que ellos estuvieran involucrados y estuvieran ocupados y fuera más fácil que ellos estuvieran en esos programas. Ese es mi sueño.
My dream and hope is to see my son succeed in life, to go to college, support a family, and my home to be full of grandchildren. I love children.
Vision. We're gonna have our first raffle of the night. So throughout the night, we're gonna be raffling off some pretty amazing prizes, and they're all brought to you directly from neighbors in the Garnet neighborhood or the Maple neighborhood they're from small businesses run by neighbors. And so we're really excited to highlight them and to share some of these amazing gifts with you all. So we're gonna do our first raffle for the night. I have everyone's name that registered for the event in here. And I'm gonna just go ahead and pick one out. Let's see. And so for this, the first prize that we have tonight is really, this is gonna be like, I mean, this is really great. This is tamales from one of our neighbors in the Garnet neighborhood. Her name is Ana Leticia Moran, and she makes the most amazing Salvadoran tamales. And the winner of this prize will receive 25 tamales that you can order and pick up anytime between now and the end of the year. So this is really, I've had them many times and they are very delicious. So the winner of this is Patrick Sauer. I believe that's how you say his last name. We will be in touch to coordinate that order for you. So congratulations, Patrick. Okay, so Solidarity exists to equip under-resourced, primarily Latino immigrant neighborhoods for community transformation. We exist to resource these neighbors and with whatever they need to make those dreams that you saw in that video a reality. As many of you know, our context is under-resourced neighborhoods in the city of Fullerton, primarily the Garnet and Maple neighborhoods. We've been embedded in these communities for almost 2 decades, and we're deeply honored to work in partnership with our neighborhoods towards transformation. We envision a world where dignity and love tears down inequality, exclusion, and unjust systems that inhibit the opportunity for all to flourish. We believe that within our neighborhoods, and countless other neighborhoods around the world that are similar to ours, there exists an abundance of leaders, thinkers, and mobilizers who have the capacity to usher in this reality by transforming their own communities and beyond. But we also know that there are barriers to this vision. Gaps of resources, accessibility, power, equity, all things that stand between surviving and thriving. As an organization, we have identified 5 major barriers or gaps that exist in our context that we are directly addressing through our programs. Those 5 barriers are youth violence, a broken immigration system, education inequity, a lack of representation in places of influence, and food and financial insecurity. We've partnered with neighborhood leaders to address each of these barriers head on. And although we have seen amazing progress in the last 18 years, we know that there is still so much more work to be done. Our programs are designed to close these gaps. We exist to equip our neighbors to tear down these barriers. We combat the barrier of youth violence by providing targeted gang prevention and intervention through a program called TILT, an outdoor adventure program, and also through our youth mentoring groups. We combat the broken immigration system that exists in our country by providing quality and affordable legal services through Camino Immigration Services, and also, alongside our neighbors, advocating for a more just immigration system. We combat education inequity with education enrichment that include after-school program tutoring and adult education classes, for example, computer and technology classes. We combat a lack of representation in places of influence by providing leadership development for adults and teens and connecting them to those places of power so their voices can be amplified, most notably done through our mamas groups. We specifically combat food and financial insecurity through our COVID relief efforts, which I will share more about in a minute. Before I talk about how we're combating food and financial insecurity, we're gonna pause for our second raffle. So this next prize is a $100 gift card to a neighborhood-based clothing and accessory online boutique called VKA's Boutique. This business was founded and operated, it is currently operated by Alondra Sosa, who grew up and lives in the Garnet neighborhood. So let's go ahead and see who the winner of this is. I have shopped this boutique. There's lots of cute stuff, makeup, accessories, clothes. It's gonna be awesome if it's a guy. Nope, okay, Lisette Magdaleno is the winner of this prize. So congratulations, we'll be in touch to get you that gift certificate. All right, so we want to specifically highlight our efforts to combat that final barrier that I mentioned, food and financial insecurity, because it has really been the most prominent over the last year, of course, because of COVID-19. And I can say this, I'm going to brag a little bit because I really haven't had much to do with these efforts, but I am so incredibly proud of our leadership at Solidarity, our staff, and our neighborhood leaders who really rallied literally within 10 days of the shutdown in March to respond to this crisis, essentially pivoting us to an emergency relief organization overnight. Since March 23rd, in both Garnet and Maple neighborhoods, we have implemented and facilitated weekly food distribution programs. I'm gonna wait for, there we go. Okay, so this has been an amazing effort by multiple churches. We've partnered with 9 different churches, and we have served up to 250 families every week. We estimate that we have provided thousands and thousands of meals for these families over the last few months. And also, in addition, when we learned that most of our neighbors would actually be excluded from the federal stimulus package because of immigration status or because someone in their family did not have status. For example, if you are a U.S. citizen married to someone undocumented, even you as a U.S. citizen did not qualify for the stimulus packet. If you had children that were U.S. citizens, but you yourself were undocumented, you did not qualify. When we realized that this was the reality, we rallied, and you guys rallied, our partners, and we raised over $67,000 from 85 different donors. We invited the community to share their stimulus with our neighbors who were not going to be receiving one. And every single dollar of that $67,000 plus went directly to neighbors. We didn't take not one penny of overhead. And they went directly to neighbors who experienced job and wage loss as a result of the pandemic. 112 neighbors were given a no strings attached private stimulus check. And because we know that there is still so much more need, we have now partnered with the United Way of Orange County to get even more funding into the hands of the families that need it most. So we're partnering with United Way and the Well Church. We've hosted 4 neighborhood workshops to date, and 67 families have received funding for a total of $33,500. That's gone directly to our neighbors. So all of this has been done in collaboration with some amazing partners who we'd like to give a special shout out to right now. So hopefully on the screen you can see the partners that have really helped us to rally for our COVID relief efforts. We have Christ Central, Echo Church, Fullerton Act, Fullerton Collaborative, Fullerton Free, Immigrant Relief OC, Hoya Scholars, One Life City Church, Placentia Presbyterian Church, Sojourners Community Church, St. Jude Medical Center, United Way Orange County, The Vine Church, Vineyard Anaheim, Waste Not OC, and The Well OC. So thank you so much to each of those partners for joining with us and our communities to make sure that the needs of those in our neighborhoods were met. So in addition to these partners, there have also been many neighborhood leaders who have stepped up to help us facilitate these efforts. And so we've actually chosen 2 of these neighbors for the Neighbor of the Year award. So we want to honor the work of these individuals who, despite their own hardships and struggles as a result of the pandemic, have consistently showed up for their communities through helping with the food distributions, identifying needs within the community, and helping to implement these various efforts. So I'd like to invite Assemblywoman for the California District 65 to present these awards to the Neighbors of the Year.
Good evening. I am Assemblymember Sharon Quirk-Silva, and I'm so glad to participate in tonight's recognition of 2 neighborhood heroes. I also want to thank Executive Director Kevin Mo-Wong for the work he does leading Solidarity and their entire team. We know that when people work neighbor to neighbor, friend to friend, community member to community member, that's how we get past this year of 2020 dealing with the pandemic and COVID-19. And that is exactly what the people being recognized tonight are doing. First recognition goes to Juan, and Juan Ventura decided in his neighborhood when he saw numbers spiking up with COVID-19 and people in need, that it was time to connect with Solidarity and do what good neighbors do, and that is reaching out, learning about the issues, delivering food for the elderly, and really making a difference. Tonight's theme is resiliency, and resiliency really means being resilient. And being resilient means we all suffer from traumas, we all suffer from dark moments, from losing. I know firsthand what it's like to lose a big election and then come back. And these 2 neighborhood heroes, Juan and Maria, are great examples of being resilient. Tonight, from the California State Assembly, we want to say to Juan Ventura, thank you, and present him with a California State Assembly Certificate of Recognition. So Juan, congratulations on behalf of California and your community. Maria Garcia not only has worked to help with delivering food, translating. We know that that's a huge skill that not all of us have. So thank you, Maria. But Maria is working closely with Solidarity to make sure her neighbors and her community are being served, and she's part of that role. So again, to Maria Garcia, we want to say thank you from the California State Assembly, your constituents, our constituents and community. We appreciate you being involved, and we appreciate Solidarity and tonight's neighborhood heroes. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Assemblywoman, and congratulations to Maria and Juan. We're super grateful for all the ways that you've partnered with us and continue to lead. So we want to share another quick video with you. This was made by an incredible family from the Maple neighborhood, and it really just highlights what we mean when we're talking about resiliency in the gap.
Hola a todos, mi nombre es María Monterrosas y este video es con el propósito de contarles cómo la organización de Solidarity ha impactado mi vida y la de mi familia. En mi familia somos 5, mi esposo Guadalupe Monterrosas y yo, y mis 3 hijos, Dylan, Brian y Giselle. Nos involucramos en Solidarity en el programa Después de Escuela. Ahí mis niños tuvieron un espacio donde les ayudaron mucho con sus tareas y a ser más seguros de ellos mismos. Han crecido mucho personal, escolar y espiritualmente con sus diferentes programas y paseos. Dylan siempre estaba ansioso de ir a su programa después de escuela. Le encantaba ir a convivir con todos. Definitivamente el tiempo que asistió al programa fue un niño muy feliz con mucha más confianza en sí mismo. Brian también le encantaba su programa después de escuela, pero lo que a él le impactó mucho más fueron los diferentes campamentos y programas que ayudan a los adolescentes a acercarse a Dios Él creció mucho espiritualmente y siempre que regresaba de algún campamento, lo siento lleno de amor y luz, con su fe más fortalecida. Cuando mi hija Giselle se involucró, estaba en su último año de high school y Solidarity la motivó. Le dieron la confianza de soñar en grande y que podía hacer más de lo que ella pensaba. Con sus diferentes programas la ayudaron a ir a la universidad y lo logró. Por último, en lo personal como madre, ha sido una bendición formar parte del grupo de mamás de Maple. He aprendido muchas cosas nuevas, cosas que nunca imaginé hacer. He crecido mucho como persona con los diferentes cursos que nos han dado y las pláticas que tenemos. He recibido reconocimientos que jamás hubiera imaginado. Solidarity nos informa qué podemos hacer para ayudar a la comunidad y nos motiva a mi familia y a mí dentro de nuestras posibilidades a ayudar, a que nuestra comunidad sea un lugar más seguro para nuestras familias. Agradezco de todo corazón a Solidarity por todo su esfuerzo en ayudar a nuestra comunidad. Muchas gracias.
Their first weekends open, I ordered like everything I could, and it was pretty incredible. So I'm gonna go ahead, let's see who, let's see. Okay, Eddie Carmona is the winner of this, so we'll be in touch to get you that gift certificate. Congratulations, Eddie. All right, so as another example of resiliency in the gap, we would like to now present the winners of the Rise Again Scholarship. So I'm going to invite Kevin Malong to go ahead and present those awards.
This is typically my favorite part of the gala. It's when we get to introduce and uplift the next recipients for the Rise Above Youth Scholarship. And today I have three very special young women who have earned the scholarship this year. So just to give you a quick little background on what the scholarship is. A couple of years ago, Dan and Teresa Choi and the Kenga Foundation wanted to give back to the community and to the neighborhood. And so they started the scholarship to be able to help juniors and seniors have enough technology, support, and everything to be able to make it into college and do whatever they can to be able to be successful in life. It's part of the flourishing that we've been talking about all night. And so today I want to introduce you guys to the three young women who have won the scholarship this year for 2020. It is Brenda Sanalias, Maria Luna, and Sorali Fernandez. Girls, I'm going to tell just a really brief story about you guys so that the audience knows why you're receiving the thing. And then I will surprise you with one last thing at the very, very end, okay? So Sorali, man, I've known you since you were, what, in first grade, kindergarten? Specifically in this year, I was talking to Matt and Tim who work in the Garnett neighborhood, and they were both saying that you really stepped it up during this time of COVID. You were always willing to reach out and help other neighbors. You came to the food distributions to be able to help out the people that needed food in this time. So this is part of the reason why you're receiving the scholarship today. And then Brenda, one of the things that I saw from you specifically and personally was that you stepped up when all the racial injustice hit our country. There's something inside of you that started to bubble up and you wanted to make things right and let people know that they're loved no matter what. And so you and your mom started this art project to beautify our campus over here at the 601 Community Center. And you fought for Black Lives Matter. And it's been beautiful to see you kind of take this leadership step in your own account. And then Maria, for you, one thing that we got to see was that you stepped up at the Garnett Food Distribution. You decided to handle all the intake. For everybody that show up in line, you took down their names, their addresses, their ages, everything that we needed to be able to make sure we were accounting for everyone that was needing food during this time. And just you alone, I mean, you helped hundreds and hundreds of families be able to get food and access to food to fight food insecurity. So you three girls, you are the recipients of the 2020 Rise Above Youth Scholarship. Congratulations. We love you girls. I think you guys are doing amazing things in this world, and we're super excited for it. Now, the big thing is you're going to get a little certificate, but the other thing that you're going to get is that we are going to be purchasing you laptops to be able to use for your senior and your freshman year of college if you're going into college next year. So congratulations, girls. Thank you so much for all you're doing for the community. Congratulations on winning the scholarship.
Thank you.
Thank you.
No worries.
Yeah.
For those of you guys that have stuck through, thank you so much. That was incredibly stressful in the beginning of us trying to get everything together. I was sweating like crazy, but we made it. We're here, and we're at the part where I get to share what is Solidarity going to be moving into. So we started the evening, and we were hearing all the dreams that our neighbors had. We got to hear the passions and the motivations behind their dreams. And in all honesty, a lot of their passions and motivations are very, very similar to my own. 2020 has been a disorientating year, and that's probably saying it way too lightly. The things that we've been experiencing in the past 11 months have been chaotic, but it's in times of great disorientation that we have to dig really deep and try to figure out and remember what our actual reason for doing what we do. Otherwise, you start to feel like you're a boat, kind of just spinning around in circles in the middle of a great ocean, trying to figure out where your due north is. It's crucial that we remember our why. For our neighbors, it was easy to hear what their why was. It was very clear. Their whys were to have a safe community, to pursue the career of their dreams, to see their children thrive, and to have a healthy family with lots and lots of grandchildren, as Maria was saying. At Solidarity, our why is to see a world that is equitable, inclusive, where systems are just and all people, regardless of ethnicity, country of origin, the language that they first spoke, their sexual orientation, or their socioeconomic status, that all people have the opportunity to flourish. And in that, they get to turn around and give that back to their own community, transforming it. And for us at Solidarity, this is not a political system or an ideology that will help see this vision come true. Instead, it's dignity and love that will usher in this type of world. And as you guys know, we are a faith-based nonprofit, and the dignity and love is really the same sort of radical way of life that we saw modeled so well by Jesus, and it's what we're trying to emulate as an organization. And I bet that for many of you, this is the reason that why you tried to sign on to the Zoom or jumped onto Facebook Live. It might not have been the Jesus thing, but I bet deep down, you guys also believe in this new, beautiful world that can happen. This world of equity, this world of inclusion, the world of just systems, and a world of opportunity for everyone. And you guys recognize and you know that the division and the hate that is coming from our political system right now is not a part of that vision. And you know that the racial injustices that we just were talking about months ago that came to the forefront of our nation is not a part of this reality. And I'm willing to bet that deep down you actually agree with me that dignity and love are the things that we can push forward and help usher in this new, more beautiful world. So this is why Solidarity's mission is to equip under-resourced Latino immigrant families for community transformation. We truly believe that neighbors are the leaders who will usher in this new reality. But to get to that place, we have to also recognize that there are barriers, which we've been calling the opportunity gaps tonight. These gaps that do not allow our neighbors to see their dreams come true. These are barriers that will impede our neighbors to grow into the leaders, the thinkers, and the mobilizers that will bring about this better world. In the beginning of tonight's gala, Bethany mentioned 5 opportunity gaps that we are strategically addressing as a means of bringing about community transformation. Our theme tonight is resiliency in the gap. Our neighbors have always been resilient. Resilience has to be more than just surviving. It has to be more than making it through COVID or surviving a broken immigration system. It has to be more than just keeping your head above water academically or staying alive despite all the neighborhood and youth violence that surrounds you. Resilience is growth, it is depth, it is transformation, despite the gaps that exist. But the truth is like when you face those barriers, on a day in and day out thing, it will just eat you alive. Even the most resilient people that we know, when left alone and completely isolated, they start to grow bitter. They fall into a victim mindset. And they never experience the flourishing that we've been talking about. You see, I think the secret sauce to resiliency is actually a relational community that surrounds you. They surround the people who are trying to overcome these opportunity gaps. It's our friends, it's our coworkers, it's our city members, it's the residents and the neighbors who lift one another up, who become allies, and who look to amplify and invest with dignity and love. In this pandemic, those opportunity gaps that have already existed are widening, and they're getting wider and wider in an exponential rate. What used to be gaps are becoming massive caverns. So what happens to educational equity if our neighbors are left without any allies? What happens to food and financial security when we don't have any concerned city members stepping into the gap? This is what tonight is about. This is what I'm asking you to join in on. Will you choose dignity? Will you choose love? And will you be the surrounding community that supports the Garnet and Maple neighborhoods who are facing these daunting opportunity gaps? Tonight is a fundraiser, and we're asking for investment in allyship. We're hoping to raise $30,000 to see more resiliency exist within these gaps. So even the smallest gift that you guys give tonight is going to go a long way for the first half of 2021. There's going to be a slide that shows all the different things that we're trying to invest in when we hit our goal. So here's how this is going to work. Throughout the night, there's been this little bit.ly link that's been on the bottom of the screen. It is cap sensitive, so make sure you put the capitalizations in the right places and everything. It's also on our social media. It should be on the Facebook Live links. So click on that if you haven't already, and you can make a donation to invest into our neighbors, the programs, and the community transformation that we're asking. While you go ahead and make this gift, I did want to introduce you to a friend of mine and a longtime supporter of Solidarity, Tyrone Wells. Tyrone is an amazing singer-songwriter, and recently I ran across his song, Rise Again, and I'm going to let him tell kind of the origin stories of that song. But in that song, I started listening to it a little bit more deeply, and I was paying attention to his lyrics, and I recognized that he was talking about resiliency, overcoming some hard barriers in his life, and it just felt like it matched so well with the stories that we were telling tonight and the stories of our neighbors in the community. So I asked Tyrone to come on here and share his song with all of us tonight. So please make those donations, and Tyrone.
Thank you so much for having me. We love Solidarity. We love everybody that's involved. And it's just an honor to be here. Thank you. So yeah, this song that I'm going to play for you, as you mentioned, is called Rise Again. And, you know, in my life, things happened to me way back in the day that I just kind of never really faced. And then I never really dealt with things. And I ended up, you know, much later in my life being in some therapy and counseling and just talking about some of the things I'd had to overcome. I think, you know, we are resilient people. You are resilient. Everyone that's watching right now, you're a resilient person. And no matter what kind of thing you've been through, you can rise again. And no matter what it is, if there's a huge opportunity gap where you just feel like you're not given the same opportunities, you can be resilient, you can rise above. And even in this time of pandemic, which is just such a crazy time for all of us, when this is all over, you'll have the opportunity to rise as well. And I think that's something beautiful about the human spirit, no matter what we go through, that we can leave those things behind us and rise again and get stronger and better and grow. So this is Rise Again. Thank you so much, Kevin, for having me. Here we go. Hopefully you can hear this well over Zoom. Here we go. Feel the ghosts from my past still haunt me. Voices in my head saying they don't want me. But I won't let the demons in the dark find me. I'm not caving in. I get up again. We don't walk before we crawl. We don't run unless we fall. Did you know that you were born to fly? You're gonna watch me rise again. You're gonna watch me rise again. Yeah. You can keep knocking me down, but I don't belong on the ground. No, out of the ashes and fire, I'm gonna keep climbing higher. Rise again. Waking up wondering if I can even do this. Some days I feel more like giving up, if I'm honest. But something in my soul tells me I'm not done yet. I'm not caving in. I get up, I get up, I get up and rise again. You're gonna watch me rise again. Yeah. You can keep knocking me down, but I don't belong on the ground. No, out of the ashes and fire, I'm gonna keep climbing higher. Rise again. We don't walk before we crawl. We don't run unless we fall. Did you know that we were born to fly? And you're gonna watch me rise again. You're gonna watch me rise again. Yeah. You can keep knocking me down, but I don't belong on the ground, no. Out of the ashes and fire, I'm gonna keep climbing higher. Rise again. You're gonna watch me rise again. Oh yeah. You can keep knocking me down, but I don't belong on the ground, no. Out of the ashes and fire, I'm gonna keep climbing higher. Rise again.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Tyrone. That was beautiful. Really appreciate you coming on.
God bless you guys. Thank you.
All right, thank you again so much to Tyrone Wells for being here with us tonight. Be sure to check out him on social media. He's an amazing musician and again, a longtime friend and supporter of Solidarity. So thank you, Tyrone. All right, so it is time for our final raffle of the evening. And this is a great prize as well. I really wish that I could have been entered. If you're not catching that, wish that I could have personally been entered in all of these raffles because they're among my favorite things. So this is a $100 gift certificate to Beauty by Vivi. Viviana grew up in the Solidarity programs and now runs her own small business, her own little salon. She's very talented, and this certificate can be used towards any of the services that she offers. So let's see who will win this prize. Elliot Chung has won this. He doesn't have a lot of hair to work with, but maybe he could pass it on to his wife. So, well, I just want to say thank you so much for being here with us. I'm going to invite Kevin up just to close the night for us, but we really appreciate you, and we really just ask that you continue to stay engaged and continue to journey with us. And if you're able to give tonight, please do so. We will invest it wisely and use it to tear down the barriers that exist in our community. So thank you so much, and here's Kevin.
Thank you, guys. We, from the bottom of my heart and from all of our neighbors, we just want to give you a huge round of applause. Thank you with a ton of gratitude for all the things that you're doing to stand in these gaps and to increase the resiliency that's going on there. Like I said before, it takes a relational community to see this happen. And so we consider you guys part of the community, and we want to thank you so much for that. So I'm going to end the night with a prayer, and then we will call it a day. We made it, 8:30. It was a crazy, crazy time, but let's do this. All right, Lord, thank you so much for this night. I thank you for the stories that we got to hear today. I thank you for you being the person or the one who is actually empowering all of our neighbors with resiliency. I think what you've called us into as city members, as neighbors, as co-workers, and as friends is to surround these communities who are finding themselves in a very vulnerable place because of the pandemic, and to support them in any way that we can. It's the way of your kingdom. It's the way of your shalom. It's the way that I see Jesus just interacting with everybody in the Gospels. He was always about tearing down and removing the barriers and the things that wouldn't allow people to flourish. And so God, may that be ushered into Fullerton, into North Orange County, and may you just be lifted up during this time. Thank you so much. Thank you for everybody that gave. Will you bless them also? In your name we pray. Amen. Thank you, guys.
I've been wandering through this world, looking for an anchor to hold me. I've been stumbling through this world, searching for the thread that might read me. I'm looking to you. I'm holding on to you. I've been wandering through this world, looking for an anchor to hold me. I've been stumbling through this world, searching for the thread that might free me. I am looking to you. I've been holding on to you. I'm looking to you. I've this world.